About 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, I met this gentleman immediately to my right, and he helped me revitalize this program after several years of it being rather quiet. The original objectives were to connect the two bridges. Of course, we all know the second bridge has been long in planning and hopefully soon to be broken ground on. So eventually we'll get the walkway to connect the two bridges, and of course the next question I usually get asked is, what are you going to do when you get there? I say, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now I'd like to introduce my partner in this project, the past commandant of the local Marine Corps League, and the youngest 90-year-old I know, Russ Muscari. Nice until the last line. Thank you, Gary. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? God bless America.
It's God, His family, this country, and it's Semper Fi. Semper Fidelis, always faithful. We're going to have a flag folding ceremony this morning, read by Jan Bittbender, the commander of the Color Guard. And we have 4 Color Guard members who will do the folding. Kim McCoy, Richie Sloma, Chris Gall, and Norm Carrick. Sorry, my eyes aren't quite as good as they used to be.
The folding ceremony represents the same religious principles on which our country was originally founded. The portion of the flag in honor is a canopy of blue containing the stars representing the states our veterans served in uniform. The canopy field of blue in the armed forces of the United States at the ceremony of retreat. The flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out, and at the ceremony of reveille, run aloft as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the blood. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in eternal life. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing our ranks who gave a portion of life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The 13th fold is accomplished and the flag is completely folded. The stars are uppermost, reminding us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones and were followed by their comrades and shipmates in the Armed Forces of the United States.
Good morning, Lake Havasu City. Thank you so much for joining us as we gather along the Havasu Memorial Walkway to honor the people, the stories, and moments that have shaped both our community and our nation. At this time, I'd like to also recognize some of my colleagues that joined me on the City Council, as well as other elected officials that are with us this morning. We'll start with Vice Mayor David Diaz, Councilmember Nancy Campbell, Councilmember Jenny Coe. We have Lake Havasu Unified School District Board President David Rose, Mojave County Assessor Jeannie Kench, Mojave College Governing Board Member Ashley Pasquale. Thank you all for joining us this morning. This year's ceremony holds a special significance as our country prepares to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. For 2.5 centuries, the American story has been written through courage, sacrifice, service, and the enduring belief in freedom. Here in Lake Havasu City, that same spirit is reflected in the people and traditions that we honor today. As in years past, we pay tribute to our veterans, first responders, healthcare workers, educators, and the pioneers who helped build the foundation of this community. We also continue to honor the memory of the fallen fire recruit Cody Trench, and we recognize the Treach family and the Twyman families and the Havasu Peak family. Their strength and commitment remind us of the sacrifices made by those who serve others. The Havasu Memorial Walkway stands as a powerful symbol of freedom, resilience, and strong community spirit that defines Lake Havasu City. It's made possible through the partnership of the Havasu Freedom Foundation, the Marine Corps Lake Detachment 757, Lake Havasu City, and many community supporters. This walkway serves as a lasting tribute to those whose lives and legacies continue to inspire each of us every day. Today's ceremony includes the addition of a section dedicated to commemorate America's 250th anniversary and to honor the ideals of freedom that have guided our nation for generations. This section also includes a special remembrance of Charlie Kirk, recognizing his impact in the role of Turning Point USA in supporting this effort. As we reflect on America's 250-year journey, it's especially meaningful to see our younger generation engaging with our nation's history. Today, we are proud to recognize the 2026 Lake Havasu High School student essay winners, Epic Pasquale, who wrote about the election of 1800, Elena Cayley, who explored the Barbary Wars, and Gianna Baca Thompson, who highlighted the Lewis and Clark expedition. Their work reminds us that the story of America continues to be learned, shared, and carried forward by the next generation. This walkway invites each of us to get on the path, to remember those who came before us, to honor their sacrifice, and to commit ourselves to living with kindness, service, and dedication to our community. Thank you to the Havasu Freedom Foundation, the Marine Corps League Detachment 757, our Lake Havasu City team members, and all of the volunteers and supporters who continue to make sure this is a meaningful tradition and it's made possible year after year. It is a privilege to stand together today as we honor these remarkable individuals and reflect on the values that have guided our nation for 250 years. Thank you so much.
Dan De Los Santos, he started to reinvigorate an idea that came up over 50 years ago with the mustache and beard contest, which we have right here on the London Bridge each fall. And we have a special section of the walkway. You will walk over that when we get to the Freedom Charlie Kirk section. You're walking over that. You'll see it back right in. Dan is also well known. Just a couple days ago at the local newspaper, he was highlighted as having the best broken bar at home. So I'm waiting for, I know I've contributed to that, but I'm still waiting for the invitation. But I'd like to now introduce the the reinvigorator of the mustache and beard contest. And make sure you stop and take a look at those bricks as we walk over them toward the newest sections. Dan?
Thank you, Gary. You know, folks, Havasu is known for a lot of things, but probably the beard and mustache competition isn't exactly at the top of the list. But oddly enough, it is among the many events and competitions that we started during London Bridge Stage 4 this bridge that you're under today. And as it turns out, all of those competitions have faded away except for one. And it is in fact the London Bridge Beard and Mustache competition.
As I mentioned earlier, we usually have some money left over after we paid all our expenses. And our Havasu Freedom Foundation decides on proper recipients. Dan mentioned one of the other projects he works on is called Kids on the Colorado, educating our junior high students about the local environment and the lake, all the animals therein. I've attended that. It's a great program, great educational program, and we'd like to donate some funds to that. Thank you. I'd like to now turn to the most important part, the part that lots of folks came to see. We started this walkway last year with the word freedom. Actually, we put a bunch of veterans bricks in. We had some bricks taken away that were not veterans. Russ and I, a few ladies stood around saying, what should we do with these other bricks? How should we install them? This was March of last year. So let's spell out the word freedom. We only had enough bricks to spell out F-R-E-E. And we said, we'll add the D-O-N, so if you want to be dumb, buy another brick. So we got about 1 or 2 dozen orders from the end of March until September 10th, and then the tragedy of Charlie Kirk's shooting happened. And we put immediately on our webpage and our Facebook page that we were going to dedicate that freedom section to Charlie Kirk. And within days, we were hit with so many donors, so much outpouring of support. It was amazing. And we ended up with 163 bricks that came in, and we put those down in the freedom section and had bricks left over. So we added the 250 to 250 right after that. So we have the Charlie Kirk freedom section, followed by 250. At this point in time, I'd like to introduce Nancy Campbell, who will introduce our guests.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you to the Freedom Foundation, and thank you to all of you for allowing me to serve in this capacity. It's truly an honor to keep Charlie's message alive in Lake Havasu City for generations to come. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Capriana McMurray to have us tell you a story, or read a letter. I'll let it go from there. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate all of you.
Good morning, Havasu. How are you feeling? Can I get a USA chant if you love America? USA! 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 Thank you, guys. So I'm Capriana McMurray. I work for Turning Point USA. I'm with Club America. Club America is our high school program. I am currently in charge of getting all of Arizona and all of northern New Mexico, their Club America chapter started. So, I think it's important to make note that on 9/10, we will never forget where we were when we were in the news. And it's important to make note that before Charlie was assassinated, we had about 1,200 chapters in high schools across the U.S. But after 9/10, we are currently sitting at 3,300 high school chapters across the U.S. I think it's important to realize just how many young patriots have risen up in Charlie's honor to just go with his legacy. You know, they're starting their own legacy at their own high school, starting Turning Point chapters. We have Susie, I don't know where she is. Susie, she's right over there. She is our college rep. She is the one that's getting Turning Point USA chapter started in colleges here in Arizona. Yeah, we have our whole team. We have Tex from Turning Point Action as well. So I want to read a speech that Tyler Boyer, our COO, he is COO of Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. I'm going to read something that Tyler wanted me to say to you today. So in talking to Tyler, Tyler said this: Charlie believed deeply that he had a responsibility to fight for America. He could have done so many things with his life, but he chose this mission. He believed in planting seeds to win, planting seeds in young people, and planting seeds in high schools and on college campuses across the U.S. For years, people tried to stop that mission. They tried to keep Turning Point out of high schools. They tried to stop it from reaching college campuses, but Charlie never stopped pushing forward. And that mission, planting those seeds for the future of this country, is what Charlie gave everything for. Thank you.
Now, for those of you who don't know me, I knew Charlie Kirk for almost 10 years. Every organization is required to have a resident village idiot, and I'm proud to have that role in Turning Point. So I first met Charlie back in 2016. I actually helped found 2 separate USA chapters, one at U of A and one at ASU. So I've known Charlie for almost a decade. The most critical thing to Charlie was fighting for the country that he remembered, that he believed in, that he wanted to see come back. And there were 3 aspects to that he would always say: God, country, and faith. I'll leave that to our representative from Turning Point Faith to speak about. Turning Point Faith's Chief Arizona Pastor, David Rose.
Thank you, Tex. Good morning. It is so good to all of you this morning. Thank all of you for being here today under the bridge for a very special moment in this community. This is more than just a path along the water. It is a place that will remind future generations of a man who loved this country, loved freedom, and inspired millions of young people to stand up for truth. Charlie Kirk was a voice of courage in a time when courage was not always popular. He challenged young people to think, to learn, and to stand boldly for their values. Through his work with Turning Point, he helped ignite a movement across this nation that reminded people that America was worth fighting for. May this walkway stand as a lasting reminder in Lake Havasu City that courage matters, faith matters, and the future of America is always worth fighting for. Thank you for being here. May God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Like I said, every year we had a different theme for the coin. So today, I have a coin that goes back a few years ago, but the theme for that coin was liberty, justice, and freedom. And I thought that would be most appropriate for today. This is our gift to you.
Thank you very much. And with Brian Zenatel, the high school teacher, history teacher, who came up with 76 moments of freedom, the most important 76 moments that confirm that America meant freedom. And every year that we do the walkway, we install the big essay breaks about a moment of freedom in America's history. And those essays are written by the students here in Arizona, mostly Lake Havasu, in a competition. Because those students who write those essays will have those words there forever. They will come back here 50 years with their grandkids and prove, look, I got an education. So when you walk the walkway, learn American history, read the bricks, and I'd like to now introduce Havana. I'd like you to come up and introduce the students and their essays.
like they said, I'm stepping in for Brian Zematal. I'm currently student teaching with him at the high school. He's my mentor teacher, and I'm incredibly proud of my students here today. I'm going to read their introduction to their essay. They're going to come up and read it, and then I will present them with their $500 scholarship.
Lord, we ask that you bless this script, that the names engraved on this